Man, today was a fucking trip. Oh my gosh. Like, literally, I felt like I was tripping, and I've had such experiences multiple times. I was not today. Um, but like, fuck. So, I woke up like late for myself this morning. I didn't get out of bed until like after 8:30, which is like hours later than I usually do. Cuz I had a fucking horrible migraine. And I woke up and I had the migraine. Well, actually I first woke up at 5:30. Had the migraine. I went back to sleep for 3 hours. I woke up, still had the migraine. And I wasn't feeling very great when I woke up this morning, like emotionally. Um so I don't know, I went and started like doing some work on my computer, and um I was like having a really hard time with how much fucking time I waste in a day. Like that is like one thing everyone can fucking relate to these days. Is like we spend an outrageous amount of time just like doing something dumb on our phones. What some people play games, some people are on social media. I like just like obsessively like check things. Like, hello, you get notifications for things that fucking matter. And like I have a lot of my notifications turned off, but then like I'll check them all the time. It's like, why do you have them turned off then? Anyway, so I was noticing that behavior of mine. I'm really trying to shape it. I have see my phone's not even in here right now. But I have on the background of my phone it says, every moment wasted on your phone is a moment spent not making money. So also spent a moment spent not engaging in your life. Um, so, um, I bit my mouth like so many times the other day. Eating hummus, like of all things, it was so dumb. Anyways, well, obviously not just the hummus. So, um, yeah, I was trying to like be more conscious of that. I was really good about it today, but I didn't really do anything like I don't know. Anyways, I'll tell you how my day was. So eventually, like the migraine went away as I started feeling less stressed, as it usually does. Um, and and I went out for a run, and there was this is when it started to feel like I was tripping. So I met someone this past week who lives near me, and we were talking about how we go to the same place to go run. And he was saying that he like stretches underneath these things. And I was like, I never really like go over there. I usually just go and I like run around the thing, and when I feel like not running around the thing anymore, then I go home. And today I was running pretty fast. The music was like pumping, like I felt pumped up and I was running fast. And I started feeling tired. I didn't really feel like running anymore. So I stopped after only like a few times. I ran there a few times and then ran a few times around the thing. And um, um, I stopped at that place to stretch. And I was stretching there and I'm like looking around. It was like I'd never been there before. I swear it was like a different place that I was looking at, and it was literally just because I was standing and looking in a direction that I hadn't before. Because, like, from where I was standing, like, I wouldn't have gone over there before when running because it doesn't go over there. And suddenly I'm like looking at mountains and like beautiful sky. I'm like, I never noticed that. I mean, like, living where I live, kind of take it for granted. Like, I mean, I can look out at like hills right, right now when I just look out the window that's right there. It doesn't look that different. It's not that far away, but it's like, I never had noticed that before. And so I literally just stood there looking at it. I don't know for how long. Because I didn't want to look at how long I had been gone, or it was this like a very uh, revelational, I guess, experience that I haven't really had something so intense ever happen when I was just like sober and out for a fucking run before. I was like, wow, like perspective, you know? And I started thinking about, sometimes you just like stand in a, even at home, you'll just like be in a different place than usual. I have a lot of places, like to sit in my home, and I'll like sit in all of them. Like there's this like bench in my room that's like just like a shoe thing. And I'll like sit there sometimes. And it used to be in my old apartment, it was like outside of it was like in such a weird place, but I would just sit there sometimes and like, you know, it's nice to have different perspective. Oh, and so as also the perspective of looking at something, large, seeing more than you normally do, um, just help with the perspective of remembering how small you are in comparison to the world. Generally, I go to the ocean for that experience. But then I noticed I was also having it there. So, anyways, perspective was definitely a big theme for me today. Today is May 15th. So just following the um, new moon, and usually on the days around the new moon, then I like to spend a lot of time kind of cleaning and reflecting, and like kind of also trying to renew myself in as many ways as possible. So that's actually what I did for the entire fucking day today, because since I had just gotten back, from being away for several days, I like mostly unpacked yesterday, but I had like a fuckload of laundry to do, and like I hadn't cleaned my bathrooms in a while and anything else. So that is what I did today. And I also, speaking of new moon, the other thing that I did today was I took this Chani Nicholas course. If you've never heard of Chani Nicholas, I highly recommend looking her up. She is an astrologer, and she has a really awesome way of explaining what's going on in the sky in a way that makes a lot of sense. And, what that means and how to deal with it. So I have just been like feeling so jumbled, I guess, inside lately. So, this is something I did not start doing until a few years ago. yeah, I just thought it would be helpful to figure out what was going on in the universe, um, so I could use it to apply to my life. So yeah, then I did this meditation, and now here I am, talking to you. um, so yeah, I mean, perspective and um, all of that has to do with perspective. Even the astrology thing, of course, has to do with perspective because as we um look at these things, happening in our solar system and recognize the impact that it has on the way that we feel and the events that happen, then it does help us to remember that we are in many ways um, just kind of here for the ride. Of course, with some amount of power, blah 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 blah. You can think what you want. So yes, along with this whole new moon thing, it's now 7:30 p.m. I don't know if I'll start it today. I don't know. It always depends on when my sister gets home. Um, when my sister's home, I have like a hard time like not wanting to hang out with her. So yeah, that will depend. That will influence whether or not I start posting these videos today or not. Probably not. 7:30 feels really late. I still have to make dinner, and it's gonna take like a good like an hour, a couple of hours. I don't know. Life is so hard. It really is though, isn't it? Like it's so hard and so easy at the same time. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful night. Just remember that you can get through it, no matter what.